Hi children, how are you? Hope all are fine. Let us start our class. In this chapter, we are studying nutrition in plants. And nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. And you know that generally nutrition are two kinds: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition means the mode of nutrition in which organisms make food themselves. They are called autotrophs, and this kind of nutrition is called autotrophic nutrition, and plants are autotrophs because they prepare their own food. And heterotrophic nutrition means the other animals or other organisms, they depend plants for food. That kind of nutrition is called heterotrophic nutrition, and such organisms are called heterotrophs. And we come to the nutrition in plants. Mainly, you know that generally all plants are preparing their own food. Which process? Photosynthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means making, okay, to make. So by the process of photosynthesis they prepare food for themselves. And you know that what is the process? In that process plants need light from sunlight, carbon dioxide from air, water and minerals from soil absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves, because from the leaves they are preparing food, and leaves are called the kitchen of the plant or the food factories of plants. And the leaves also one pigment is there, chlorophyll. That chlorophyll help to capture the sunlight, and from the leaves they prepare food for the plant. So everything we studied detail in the last week. And the food is called, the plants prepared food, and that food is called carbohydrate or sugar. And the excess carbohydrate or the excess food stored by the plant is called starch. Okay, so starch is also carbohydrate because that starch is the excess food that's stored by the plant. And we studied some synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrates. So now we know that by the process of photosynthesis plants prepare food, and that food is the form of carbohydrate. And carbohydrate contain carbon, oxygen and hydrogen. By these things, carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, plants can synthesize proteins and fats also, because protein and fat also is necessary for their growth. And protein means it contains nitrogen. So from where do the plants obtain nitrogen? So we studied by two methods plants get nitrogen. One is farmers can add nitrogen rich fertilizers to the soil, so plants absorb. Other way is some bacteria are live in the soil, and that bacteria take nitrogen from the air, because plants cannot absorb nitrogen in the form of gas in the atmosphere. So these good bacteria absorb nitrogen from the air and they fix that nitrogen in the soil. So this bacteria is called nitrogen fixing bacteria. So this nitrogen can absorb these plants very easily. So by these two methods plants get nitrogen for the synthesis of proteins and fats. Okay children, So these all things we discussed last week very well, and you wrote the answers also. And today we are going to discuss about other modes of nutrition in plants. Okay, all are ready to study that thing? Yes. Other modes of nutrition in plants. Now we know that plants having a green pigment, that green pigment is called, what is it? Its name is chlorophyll. Okay, and what is the role of chlorophyll? Chlorophyll capture the sunlight because photosynthesis need sunlight. So chlorophyll capture or trap the sunlight for this process. And you just think about some plants have no chlorophyll. Plants have no chlorophyll. So such plants, what they will do, how they can prepare food. Just think about it. Or you think about us. We also don't have chlorophyll and we are depending upon plants. The same way these plants also because these plants have no chlorophyll. So these plants depends upon other plants for food. Okay, so I'm reading the definition of that one. The plants which do not have chlorophyll depend on the food produced by other plants. So this nutrition is called heterotrophic nutrition. So generally all plants are preparing food and they are autotrophic nutrition, but some plants they do not have chlorophyll and they depend upon other plants for food, and such plants are called heterotrophs, or this kind of nutrition is called heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Clear all of you? And one example also I will tell, that you can see in that picture. It is called Cuscuta plant or amarbel. Cuscuta, Cuscuta, Cuscuta plant or amarbel. So maybe you have seen such a plant, or you can ask your parents. They may see this and they can explain more. And that plant, you just see that plant having a yellow color, and that plant do not have chlorophyll, and that plant cannot prepare food. And you can see that in that picture that plant is on other big tree. Yes, can you see that? So that tree, that big tree is called host tree or host, 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 and the Cuscuta plant is called parasite. Okay, so I'm reading that sentence, so just listen. It does not have, it means Cuscuta plant. Cuscuta plant does not have chlorophyll and it takes food from the plant on which it is climbing. The plant on which it climbs is called the host and the Cuscuta plant is called parasite. So you studied two words here, host. Host is that tree. That tree gives food for that plant. So that is why it is called host. And Cuscuta plant is taking the food from that plant, that tree. So that Cuscuta plant is called parasite. So such kind of animals also you know that. That is examples: mosquitoes, bed bugs, lice that is on our head, and leeches. These organisms or these animals also suck our blood, okay, because they are take the ready-made food from our body. So that animals are called parasites. Okay. Next we are discussing about quite interesting plant. That plants are called insectivorous plants. all of you see the spelling of insectivorous. Insectivorous. Insectivorous plants. Okay, you can see that in the picture also, one insectivorous plants. Many types are there. This is one insectivorous. Okay, and I'm just read that definition for insectivorous plants. All of you listen. There are a few plants which can trap insects and digest them. Such insect-eating plants are called insectivorous plants. So these plants eating other insects. Okay, it's quite interesting, no? Plants eating insects. So such plants are called insectivorous plants. So this example, you can see that in the picture, and its name is pitcher plant, not a picture, Picture, not that one, Pitcher, pitcher plant. Its name is pitcher plant. And what is the meaning of pitcher? Pitcher means it's like a jug. You can see that here it's look like a jug, one container, a long narrow container, that is called pitcher. That is why this plant's name is pitcher plant. Now we say about the detail of this pitcher plant. This part, or this pitcher is coming from the leaf of that plant. That leaf is modified as pitcher, and the top of the leaf forms a cover. You can see that one cover here, top of a cover which closes or opens the mouth of the modified leaf. So this flap like cover can close and it can open also. And the pitcher consists of hair-like projections directed downwards. And here some hair-like projections are there. That hair help that plant to trap the insect. Okay, next, as soon as an insect lands over the pitcher, the cover of the pitcher opens to swallow the insect. So when any insect is unfortunately come to here, this flap opens. Okay, and some slippery substances also here, so the insect slip into the pitcher. So and it cannot escape from there because some hair like projections also there. That projections trap that insect, so it cannot come outside. And as soon as the insect get inside the pitcher, the top closes and the insect get knotted in the hair. So when it entered, the insect entered into the pitcher, this flap cover also. Okay, so the insect cannot escape from inside. The plant then digests the insect with the help of the digestive juices secreted inside the pitcher. And inside some juices are there. So in our body also, in our stomach also, some juices are there. That juices helps to digest our food. That we will study in other topics, other lessons. Okay, so here now we'll see here in this pitcher plant. Inside the pitcher plant some digestive juices are there. So with the help of that juices, they digest that insect. So that is the nutrition method of this pitcher plant. So this plant is one example of insectivorous plant. And the same kind another plants also there, examples of insectivorous plants, Venus fly trap, that kind of plants also there. So one question I am asking, you can see that this color is green color. Insectivorous plants having green color. So yes, it's exactly having chlorophyll. So they can prepare their own food. Then why they are eating other insects? That is the question. Because they can prepare their own food, because they have chlorophyll. Then why they are eating other insects. The answer also I am saying, please listen. And these plants are living in some swampy areas. Okay, so that area some water content is more. So in that kind of places do not have nitrogen much. And you know that plant need nitrogen. But here these plants are not getting nitrogen and this plant need more nitrogen. So for getting nitrogen, they are eating insects. And insects are highly protein rich food. And that protein contain nitrogen. That is why these insectivorous plants eating other insects. For what? For getting nitrogen. So it's quite interesting, no? These insectivorous plants. And you can watch the YouTube videos and there you can see that how these kind of plants uh, trap the insect and digest them. Okay, so all of you watch any video like that. Next we are discussing about another kind of nutrition. It is called saprotrophic nutrition. So before going to discuss about that thing, first I'll show these two pictures. What is it? This is a bread. Yes, but what is that black color on that bread? Is it fresh bread? No, never. It is not fresh. We can't eat it because some black things you can see on this bread. Yes, children? Then come to the next picture also. Here some bags and shoes, one belt also here. And this also contains some white or black something. Okay, some powder like substances are on these shoes and bags. So this thing you can see in your school bag and school shoes also. Now you all of you take just to see your school bag, school shoes also. Sometime you can see this kind of things on your bag and shoes. So what is this? These are called saprotrophs. Okay, these are some organisms. These are called saprotrophs. Now we just see the definition. The uptake of nutrients by organism from dead and decaying matter is called the saprotrophic nutrition. Okay, so these are some saprotrophs, and this bread is not fresh. This is stale bread. So these saprotrophs take the food from this decaying or dead matter. This is not fresh. This bread is not fresh. So it is take food from this bread, okay, and or this decaying matter. And here leather also, leather is also coming from the skin of animal, okay, and in some suitable condition these saprotrophs grow on these shoes and bags. So the organisms which use saprotrophic mode of nutrition are called saprotrophs. Example we can together it is called fungi. Okay, it is called fungi. Fungi is a plural word. If you are telling about a single one, it is called fungus. You have heard that word maybe, fungus. Fungus is a singular word and it is a plural. We can call it as fungi or fungi. Both you can pronounce fungi or fungi. So these are the fungi. Okay, fungi on the bread and the fungi on this leather, shoes and bags. The fungi grow on pickles, leather and even clothes during hot, humid or rainy season. Humid means what? Humid means water content, okay, moisture. So in that condition, these these fungi or these saprotrophs can grow very well. So how can we protect these things from fungal attack? these shoes and these bags, we just wipe it with a dry cloth and dry it, and we can cover it with a polythene bag or something, and we can just protect from this fungal attack. And what about this bread? Okay, we can keep it in refrigerator. Okay, so by keeping refrigerator, we can protect this kind of food from fungal attack. Okay, so this kind of nutrition is called saprotrophic nutrition. So very important. So here these organisms take food from dead and decaying matter. Dead and decaying matter. That kind of organisms are called saprotrophs, and the nutrition is called saprotrophic nutrition. What is this picture? This picture is very familiar to you. This is what? These are mushrooms. Okay, these are mushrooms, and this is yeast. yeast, yeast. If you don't know about yeast, you just ask your mother. She will show this yeast from your kitchen. Okay, and this yeast is used for the preparation of bread or cake or something. So you just ask your mother about yeast. Okay, so this mushroom and yeast are fungi. Okay, and these are some organisms, and these organisms are taking food from decaying matter. So this here you can see that this mushroom it's living on some decaying matter. Okay, so they are taking food from decaying or dead matter, but they are useful to us. Mushroom, that is eatable, and yeast also, we are adding this yeast in our cooking, or we are making bread or cake, we are adding this yeast. So these two fungi are useful to us, but some fungi cause diseases in plants, animals, including humans. Okay, so some are not useful, or some are, they cause diseases to us, not only human, plants and other animals also, but some are useful like mushrooms and yeast, and these are fungi, and these are saprotrophs, and the mode of nutrition is saprotrophic nutrition. And from where these saprotrophs germinate or grow, from where? So some this having some spores, fungal spores. The spores it's called like see like some very small powdery substance. Okay, and these powdery substance are called spores. You can see in this picture. See, this is a fungi, and it having like a structure, head like structure, and the head breaks, that spores come to the air. Okay, so the spores are generally present in the air, and when they land on wet and warm things, they germinate and grow. So when they are getting the spores, they are getting a suitable condition, they are wet or warm places, they land on that surface and germinate and grow. So this is the way the fungi germinate. So today we studied to some methods of nutrition other than autotrophic nutrition. Some plants also heterotrophs. Okay, that we study Cuscuta plant and or amarbel plant, that we studied. And we studied about insectivorous plants, that example is pitcher plant. And last we studied saprotrophs or saprotrophic nutrition, and these mushrooms and yeast are some example of saprotrophs. Okay children, so up to this you have to read your lesson 2-3 times. Very important. Textbook reading is very important. So read your textbook very well, and see this video also. If you can see 2-3 times, okay, see that, okay, because the important points I'm giving in this video. So watch the video also 2-3 times, read the textbook also 2-3 times, and I'll give some questions also. So after seeing and after reading the textbook only, you have to go to complete the answers, okay, and write the answers. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, children. So all the best. Thank you.